Yai da dai 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 yai da dai 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 yai da dai 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 yai da dai 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 yai da dai 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 yai da dai 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 yai da yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, yay, day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, yay, day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, yay, day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 day. Yay, day, 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 yay, day, day.
So it's with that beautiful nigun that Sharon has carried us on into our evening prayer, into our daily daven, and it is so lovely to be with you all here on this beautiful Melbourne day, but the most unusual of Melbourne days. I don't know how many of you had the opportunity or the ability to get out, even for a brief walk or some fresh air, but it was a surreal day, quiet and peaceful and beautiful. Ordinarily, I'd say so incredibly hopeful, but it's clear that there is an immense amount of angst and anxiety out there. And we hope that this hour of prayer, for those of you that have chosen to join us, whether it be on Facebook and YouTube, are able to take a few moments of rest and respite, to leave that world of angst and anxiety aside just for a moment, and to come together as a community in prayer, as we offer the words of our daily daven. Our call to prayer begins on page 4 in our Siddurim. Hopefully you have a copy of the Mishkan Tefillah. If not, in the description just below the stream, you can see there's a link to our flip book. And I introduce these words of the Baruch Hu with the beautiful Iyun Tefillah written by my friend and teacher, Craig Taubman. We're called unto life, destiny uncertain. Yet we offer thanks for what we know, for health and healing, for labor and repose, for renewal of beauty in earth and sky, and for that blend of human holy which inspires compassion, and for hope, eternal, promising light. For life, for health, for hope, for beautiful, bountiful blessing. All praise to the source of being. Baruch atah Adonai, Kol nefesh, kol chai. Blessed are you, eternal source of all life and all hope. Our call to prayer.
Barechu et Adonai ha-mevorach. Baruch Adonai ha-mevorach le'olam va'ed.
We continue now with the evening prayer on page 6. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv haravim, v'chokhmah poteach sha'arim, ובדבונם משנה עתים ומחליף את הזמנים ומסדר את הכוכבים בשמרותיהם ברקיע כרצונו. וראה יום ולילה, גולה אור מפני חושך וחושך מפני אור, ומעביל יום ובין לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד, ברוך אתה אדוני המעריב ערבים.
אהבת עולם בית ישראל עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות חוקים ומשפטים אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך ונשמח בדברי תורתך ובמצוותיך לעולם ועד, כי הם חיינו ואורך ימינו, ובהם נגה יומם ולילה, ואחוותך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים. ברוך אתה אדוני אוהב עמו ישראל. שמע ישראל אדוני אלוהינו אדוני אחד. ברוך שם כבוד מלכותו לעולם ועד. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום הלבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בהם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לראות ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך. ויאמר אדוני אל משה לאמור, דבר אל בני ישראל ואמרת עליהם, ועשו להם ציצית על כנפי בגדיהם לדורותם, ונתנו הציצית הכנף בתיר תכלת, והיה לכם הציצית וראיתם אותו, וזכרתם את כל מצוות אדוני ועשיתם אותם, ולא תטורו אחרי לבבכם ואחרי עיניכם אשר אתם זונים אחריהם, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם אשר הוצאתי אתכם בארץ מצרים להיות לכם אלוהים. Ani Adonai Elohechem, Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Emet. In a world torn by violence and pain, a world far from wholeness and peace, give us the courage to say there is one God in heaven and on earth. The high heavens declare your glory. May earth reveal your love and justice. From bondage in Egypt we were delivered. At Sinai we bound ourselves to your way. Inspired by prophets and instructed by sages time and again, we overcame oppressive forces. Though our failings are many and our faults are great, it has been our glory to bear witness to our God, keeping alive in dark ages your vision of a world redeemed. Let us continue to work for the day when nations will be one and at peace. Then we shall rejoice as Israel did, singing this song, Micha Mocha, on page 16.
Mi kamocha bairim Adonai, mi kamocha nedar bakodesh, nora tehilot, oseferet, nora tehilot, oseferet, machutecha ra'u vanecha, ukehayam nifne Moshe u'Miriam, zegi, zegi, anu ve'ameru, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed, Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed. ונאמר כי פעל אדוני את יעקב, וגלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני,
Shema.
Israel.
As we turn forward to page 18, we offer the words of the Hashkivenu in translation, not because the melodies are not extraordinary, because they're that, but because the words of the Hashkivenu at a time of uncertainty such as that are powerful. And by offering them in translation, I hope that we can take a moment to take them to heart. Let there be love and understanding amongst us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Eternal One, help us to walk with good companions, to live with hope in our hearts and eternity in our thoughts, that we may lie down in peace and rise up waiting to do your will. Baruch atah Adonai, Shomei Amo Yisrael Ad, blessed you, Eternal One, Guardian of Israel, now and forever. On page 20, the Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמך רבה, בהמת דברי רוצה, וימלך מלכותה, בחייכון וביומכון, ובחידךו בית ישראל. בהגגה, ובזמן קריב, ואמרו אמן, יהי שמך רבה מבורך, והעולם מהמיה יתברך, יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם, ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שמי קודשה בריחו לעם מן כל בחטא השפחתה ונחמתה, דמירן ועמה, ואמרו Amen.
And so we turn together to the Amidah. The Amidah begins on page 74, and as many of you know as well as I do, the Amidah contains our petitionary prayers, things that we want for ourselves, that we want for our family, for our friends, for our community, for our country, for our world at this time. There are so many petitions that we may well want or need to share. That's why we begin and finish together, knowing that our hopes and our dreams are not ours alone, but shared by those who we are blessed to journey through life with. But we interrupt that communal prayer with a few moments of silent personal prayer in the hope that it allows us to focus on those things, those wants, those needs, which are particularly ours. We open the Amidah together, reminding Adonai Sefatai Tiftach Ufi Agitei Letecha, Eternal One, open our lips that our mouth may declare your glory.
Adonai Sefatai Tiftach Ufi Agitei Letecha, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, Legion, Omer חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך חוזה ומשיח ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי מתים אתה רב והושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הדג, מחכה חיים בחסד, מחייב מתים ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים באמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך בגבורות ובטוב מלך ממיתו חיה ומשמיח ישוע, ונאמן אתה לחיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי המתים, אתה קדוש ושמך הקדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהרגו חסרה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
We pause now for a few moments of silent personal prayer, offering the words of tradition, or if we're more comfortable doing so, leaving the pages of our hearts, the pages of our prayer book, and turning instead to the pages of our hearts. To all these thoughts, all these prayers, all these hopes, all these dreams, we simply ask together, that the words of our hearts and the meditations of our soul be acceptable to you, our God, our rock, and our Redeemer.
Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Ki ata hu melech Adon lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. V'tov b'necha levarech et Amcha Yisrael b'chol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Baruch atah Adonai Amevarech et amo Yisrael bashalom. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Shalom Rav Yisrael Amcha Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam. Tasim Leolam.
A beautiful prayer that Sharon just concluded our Amidah with is known to most of you as a prayer of peace. Shalom Rav, Tasim Le'olam. May a great peace descend upon the whole world. But shalom is more than just peace. Shalom is at its core shalem. It's wholeness. It's contentment. It's a stillness. A stillness which I recognize not all of us have right now. And when I look out to see how many of you are joining us this evening and to see our numbers swelling once more in the same way as they did all those months ago, I want to take a moment for us in the midst of our prayer and as we lean on each other for strength and community, to recognize first and foremost those who are struggling at this moment through infection of this most horrible and contagious of viruses. We extend our thoughts to their family and friends who are trying so hard to support them while taking care of themselves, as well as the doctors, the nurses, and the primary care professionals who are doing so much to treat not only the ill, but to keep us all safe. Also to recognize those amongst us, although not afflicted by this nefarious virus itself, have found the precautions that have been taken to be incredibly damaging and destructive, as we isolate ourselves from one another, from those that we love, and in many cases, the things that we need. We recognize you too are struggling. And alongside of you, we also recognize the incredible numbers of people who are struggling because of the inability to operate, to work, to produce, to create in the way that they ordinarily would be at this time. Particularly on this day when so many couples would be celebrating their relationships and dining out and eating out and giving gifts. We think about those plans unrealized, as well as the impact that it's had on so many small business owners and hospitality workers. There is nothing nice about this virus. There is nothing nice about its treatment or that which we do to prevent it. But we will continue to do those things while recognizing its impact on each and every one of us. May peace, wholeness, and contentment descend upon all of us, upon all humanity, upon all the world. To that we say amen. Let's turn forward to page 586 and bring our service to a close with the Aleinu prayer. Page 586.
עלינו לשבח אדון הכל, לתת גדולה כיוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגר ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהן, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
Just as we sing about oneness through the words of the Aleinu, we recognize that there are many, too many in our community right now who are on this evening feeling the loss of a loved one, feeling anything but oneness. And so we turn our thoughts to them as we ready ourselves to offer the words of Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. I turn your attention to the memorial candle which is burning within our sanctuary. As we think of those who were most recently taken from their family and friendship circle, we particularly think of Peter Prunster, father of Patrick Prunster, who passed away just before Shabbat, and we offer condolences to Patrick and his entire family, who now more than ever are feeling the distance, the great distance of this great country of ours. We also pause to recognize those in our community whose yortzites we are remembering. We think of Elwina Eilenberg and wish a long life to her son, Dr. Ian Eilenberg. We wish a long life to Sue Silva, who's remembering today her sister Lucille. We also think of my grandfather, Morris Lazaro, and wish a long life to my father, remembering his father taken 49 years ago. And we also offer our condolences to Yvonne Coppersmith, mother of Diane Samuel, who joins with all of us in mourning this evening. We think of those who we have loved and who we have lost. We give thanks for the blessings that they shared with us, and we commit to living our lives as they did on their very best days, and in so doing commit to honoring their memory. So we praise God and pray for the coming of God's sovereignty with the words of Kaddish Yatom on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shemei Rabbah, v'amad divrach chirutei v'amlich mochutei, v'chayachon v'mechon v'cheidechol Beit Yisrael, v'agalav v'zman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevorach l'olam almam hayah, v'parach v'ishtabah v'pa'ah v'troman v'tnaseh, v'tadav v'talei v'talal Shemei d'kodisha brichu, v'elam min kol brichata v'shirata, tushbachata v'nechemata, daminan ba'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, Amen. May the one who creates peace in the heavens above bring peace, shalom, bring contentment, shalem, to each and every one of us. And to that we say, Amen. Sharon, perhaps a song for us to finish on this evening. But before we do that, I'll just reiterate. I sent out an email on the 23rd of March last year to the congregation saying, we're entering into uncertain times and we're going to gather this evening online to offer our evening prayers and to be together. And ever since then, we've gathered every single night, 7 days a week, to celebrate community and to draw strength from one another. We will continue to do that for as long as is necessary, for as long as it brings meaning to a single person. And so I'm so glad to have so many of you with us this evening. Sharon, a closing song?
Yes, I thought that in addition to providing peace tonight, I think we could use a little bit of optimism. So I thought, why not combine peace with an optimistic melody with the Nabatihila version of Oseh Shalom.
Beautiful, thank you.
Oseh Shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu yaseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, ve'imru